all my possessions, and if I hand over my body so that I may boast, but do not have love, I gain nothing. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is not arrogant or boastful or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice in wrongdoing, but rejoices in the truth. It bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never ends. As for prophecies, they will come to an end. As for tongues, they will cease. As for knowledge, it will come to an end. For we know only in part, and we prophesy only in part, but when the complete comes, the partial will come to an end. When I was a child, I spoke like a child, I thought like a child, I reasoned like a child. When I became an adult, I gave up childish ways. For now we see in a mirror, dimly, but then we shall see face to face. Now I know only in part, then I will know fully, even as I have been fully known. And now these three abide, faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love.
Amen and amen. May we know that Ginny is held in the palm of God's hand. This is the time to celebrate Ginny's life and to give testimony of her life. As we were visiting with the family before the service, I commented on how it's a time for us to gift one another your own unique memories and experiences you have of Ginny's life. Jackie told me already she's been hearing things yesterday, and I'm sure today now, things about her own mother that she hadn't known, hadn't heard before. That's because each of us have a unique experience with someone. We can't be with someone all the time, so there's many rich experiences of Ginny's life that her family does not know. And so this is one of those opportunities for you to share those gifts with one another. After the service, we'll be inviting you to share in this time of fellowship, sharing a meal together, and a wonderful opportunity to gift those memories and experiences that you have. But we will share some of those here today as a way of stimulating your own unique memories and experiences as well. If we were to start formally, we would say Virginia May G. Now, she wouldn't like that though, would she? She didn't like her name Virginia, so she went by Jenny. Jenny. So share. Jenny G. was born June 15, 1935 in Elk Point, South Dakota, to James and Myrtle Hansen. After graduating from Sacred Heart School of Nursing in Yankton, South Dakota, she married Sanford Sandy Olson in 1957. They had 2 children, Jackie and Jeff, and settled here in Des Moines in 1960. Ginny worked as a registered nurse for several hospitals and medical organizations here in Des Moines, including Northwest Hospital, the VA Hospital, and the Iowa Lutheran Hospital. After Sandy died in 1988, Ginny married Melvin, Mel G., in 1997, and became a devoted stepmother to Mel's 5 children and their families. Ginny was an active member of Grace Lutheran Church and most recently a member here at New Hope United Methodist Church. She maintained lifelong friendships with neighbors in the 4 Des Moines area neighborhoods in which she lived. She was a talented seamstress, cook, and craftswoman. She enjoyed crochet, knitting, and needlepoint. She played the organ and piano. I wish I'd known that before. I would have had her do some playing. She enjoyed flowers and gardening, and I did enjoy those flowers around their home there. Ginny also made an effort to have and maintain relationships with family and friends. Her family said she was the glue that held them together. She met weekly with a variety of friends to play dominoes, to bowl, and to have dinner. Ginny was preceded in death by her parents, James and Myrtle Hansen, her first husband, Sanford Sandy Olson, a brother, John Hansen, and a sister, Catherine Hansen, as well as her second husband, Mel. She is survived by her daughter, Jacqueline, or better call her Jackie Leach, and her husband, Chris, here at Des Moines. Her son, Jeff Olson, of St. Augustine, Florida. Stepdaughters, Sandra Crouch and her husband, Mark, of Altoona. Kathy Dawson and her husband, Larry, of Webster City. Stepsons, Perry G. and his wife, Debbie, of Altoona. Kevin G. and his wife, Tammy, of Des Moines. And Kelly G. of Des Moines. By her brothers, Dan Hansen and his wife, Mary, of Elk Point, South Dakota. Pat Hansen, his wife, Cheryl, of Oroville, Washington. Sisters, Donnie Peregrine and her husband, Robert, of Rapid City, South Dakota. And Rita Lyman of Lamar's. By step-grandson Tyler Leach, here at Des Moines. And by 11 step-grandchildren and 23 step-great-grandchildren from Mel's family, with more on the way, I understand as well. She's also survived by many other family and friends, including those of you here today. At this time, I'd like to invite one of the family members to come forward. Cousin Chris, or Christy, will come forward to share a special reading that she has written in tribute to Jenny.
The doesn't describe the person that loved us all so much. An aunt with the coolest vibe. You would not shy away from a kiss, a hug, or even her touch. She never said no to a challenge, a request, an adventure, a prank, a dessert, a trip, or even a roller coaster. The phone calls and messages. Hi, Christy, this is Aunt Ginny. Well, of course it is. Who else could sound so sweet? Never fail, the call ended with, I love you, and maybe, you little honey. Visiting often and always asking, can you meet? Never a trip to South Dakota without memories made with our little Ginny. Proud of all of her family, remembering each birthday, event, and child as if they were her own. Asking about the kids' activities and delighting in their stories told. Her giggle, her smile, we've all cherished Ginny as we've grown. How many friends can Ginny have, we've thought? There are nurses training and roommates, neighbors, co-workers, and classmates. Constantly planning dinners, lunches, trips, and girls' nights out. No one can have as many long-standing friends without a heart as big as God makes. Worry she did about every detail, but at 80, how does her mind not miss a beat? Maybe it's the laughter, maybe it's the joy.